Today I'm going to be showing you how I DIY'd a blanket ladder for under 35 bucks. I know that seems a little bit more on the expensive side because you see other titles like, oh, $7, $5. That's because they use like flat wood. They don't use all dowels. We're using all dowels today, and we're testing out this spade bit that Home Depot sent me via the Perspective program, but let's just dive right into it. First things first is I had to find where I could actually get long dowels. I've never really seen anything over 48 inches in Home Depot, so I just kind of walked through the wood sections and found these guys that I'm touching here on screen that you can cut down per foot. So each piece that you see me moving around is 6 feet, which makes a total of 12 feet. This wood is sold by foot, so in total it was about 31 bucks for these longer pieces. That's what makes this a little bit more expensive. I grabbed 2 other 1-inch diameter, 40-inch long dowels and cut those down to be roughly about 14 inches each to create 4 different levels to the ladder. But the width, you can make it larger or smaller, add more levels if you'd like. It's total personal preference. To make sure that each level of the ladder is even, I made tick marks at 14 inches all the way down one rod and then lined both of the 6-foot dowels up together evenly. Used my speed square to ensure that in fact the mark on both dowels was exactly the same. You can cut the price down tremendously by not using dowels as the outside of the ladder. You could just use some simple pieces of pine to make this a $10 blanket ladder. That's just not what I was going for. Once I had all my tick marks made on both of the longer dowels, I clamped one down at each time and then I cracked open my 10-piece Daredevil spade bit set that we're going to be testing out together. Not only are these 10 times faster, but there are such a wide variety of measurements to choose from versus just going in and buying a drill bit at a time or buying a pack where you're not sure if you have all the sizes you need. I like that there's 10 of these for you to be able to just pick from the bunch. I grabbed the 1-inch bit because I am using a 1-inch in diameter dowel. You want to adjust the size of the bit to the diameter of your dowel. I am going to keep it 100% with you guys. There is a patented self-feeding tip, and you see how it just like broke the wood and kind of just made it split. This wood isn't the strongest, nor like going in with a dowel with this tip is it going to be clean, but I am not tripping out about that because I'm going to go back in with some wood putty. I just wanted to test these guys out because I haven't really used them that much, but they are like insanely powerful. I personally feel the reason people haven't used dowels on their YouTube tutorials is because getting this right in the center of the dowel every single time is the trickiest part. For the majority of the holes, they actually kind of shifted towards the back of the dowel, which I didn't mind because you're not going to be seeing the back of the ladder. If that's happening to you, again, don't freak out. We're going to be fixing it. We're going to fake it till we make it because the final product is actually really gorgeous. The spurs on the outside of that drill bit are to pre-cut the wood for easier breakthrough, but I actually use them as a guideline to just start the drill bit a little bit, see where the circle was going to form on that dowel to make sure I was as centered as possible. Did that work for me every time? No, but it definitely was a nice guideline. Now that all of our holes are drilled, I'm going to rip off the labels on all these dowels, which I can never do flawlessly, so I end up going in with a like 220 grit and just sanding it right off. I gave the dowel basically a once over with a 220 grit just to get all of the splinters away, especially over where we drilled. And then for the grooves that were like way too much where the wood broke off, that's where I went in with my wood putty. I've used this a million times before. It's my best friend when I'm learning new drill bits or cutting wood in a new way or joining wood in a new way. I just pop some of that in there, wait for it to turn in natural color and sand that down to smooth. You are about to see me doing some questionable behavior. I just dropped some wood glue into the holes that it's not even holes, just the grooves that we made for the smaller dowels of the ladder. Then I ripped up some paper towels thinking like, oh yeah, that's gonna protect my workshop table, and thought I could just put it together and the paper towels wouldn't stick to the back of the ladder. I have no idea what was happening here. I changed my mind about this whole process and I actually clamped one of the longer dowels with the grooves facing directly up. And then I went in and I added wood glue once again, put the dowel in it, and used my speed square to make sure it was 90 degrees and let that dry. Once one longer dowel with all the other smaller dowels was dry, I had a light bulb go off and go, hey, move to your wood workshop table so you don't freak out about it. Laid that down flat and just attached the other side that didn't have the dowels in it, clamped it together and let that sit overnight. I've really been missing simple DIYs that aren't super insane to make and make such a big impact in a room. This is a 6-foot tall blanket ladder with 4 different levels on it, and it is a natural wood, which I think matches a lot of spaces. I didn't add any stain, paint, or finish because this is actually for Heaven's bedroom that she is currently designing. So I didn't want to make a design move without her because I know she's not going to want natural wood. She'll want it like a turquoise blue. I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick and easy DIY that any of you can do because you legit can cut all the wood at Home Depot and you just need some glue, a power drill, and a drill bit. Thank you so much to Home Depot for sponsoring today's video. And honestly, I know my channel's been a little bit all over the place. This is just where all my inspiration is leading me. So I hope you guys stick around. We'll be getting back to room makeovers soon, but right now I just am loving building.